This is the most high-tech football ever created. And even though you've probably never heard of it, it's already being used by top NFL and college coaches and quarterbacks. But what makes it so special? Well, to answer that, I've traveled all the way to Ada, Ohio, the place where every NFL game ball has been made since 1955. Here, I'll be getting exclusive access to see how this thing actually gets made and learn what makes this specific ball so high-tech. There's just one problem. See, I haven't actually played football since my freshman year of high school, but this ball is designed to be used by the best quarterbacks in the country, which I clearly am not. Oh, that was bad. That was not good. So in order to not completely embarrass myself, my only goal for the day is to make sure that when it's time to review my data, which will be collected inside of this ball, I have at least one stat that's better than a current NFL QB. But before we get to that, we should probably know how a football actually gets made. First of all, wait, what do you do? What's your job title?
So I'm a manager of R&D. So
Okay.
I work out of the Chicago side in our innovation center. So I'm primarily a football engineer in this grand scheme of things. My background is in aerospace engineering. So all products that fly through the air, I kind of have an insight into a little bit. So what my job has been for the past 11 years since I've been at Wilson is to put a connected sensor into the ball, develop our QBX system, and then integrate that data into designing our product, right?
Sure.
How do we make new footballs? How do we make improvements? How do we put the best ball in the right quarterback's hands to get the most achievement out?
11 years in the making.
That's right.
All right. Can we get a view of that bladder quick?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's take a look at this real quick, if you don't mind.
So where's the tech in this thing?
Okay, here we go. So this is a bladder. You have your outer perimeter. This is where the air is going to go in.
So this
goes
is
right
all
underneath
standard.
the laces. This is all standard. And then right here, that's where you can see our sensors inside.
Okay.
It's actually sitting on a sheet that's in the very middle of the bladder. So as we fill it with air, this fills up, stretches out, and that sensor is sitting on that middle sheet.
So it's like
right?
suspended
so it's
in the middle?
suspended right in the middle of the ball. So it doesn't
Okay.
affect the flight performance at all.
Does it affect the weight? Like, do you have to make these balls lighter? How does it affect the weight?
We account for the overall weight. So
Okay.
and how thick we actually split the leather, the liners that we choose, how the overall ball is constructed, we account for this weight.
Okay.
But because it's in the middle, it doesn't affect anything about a flight.
Very cool. So can you explain, like, we'll talk a little bit more about it later, but the technology inside of this, like what, like, I don't know, treat me like I'm dumb because I am. Like what's going on inside of here to make it a high-tech football?
Okay, so we've got sensors that are embedded in there, right? So it's a typical board. It's like a computer board. It's got a battery on there, and it's got individual sensors. And so what I'm doing is I'm reading the measurements off that. It's got accelerometers on there. So we're looking at motion. And what I'm doing is I'm interpreting all that motion in order to calibrate it to what's going on the field.
Okay.
Right? So I'm looking at the entire play, seeing all of that motion, and from all of these hours and play tests and everything we've done, we've been able to figure out this is when the ball is thrown, this is when it snaps, this is when the start of the motion begins, and I'm looking for individual signatures. And this is when this starts, and this is when this starts. And I can calibrate to say, oh, you're experiencing more of this motion in this way. This is calibrates to more speed, more rotation, a tighter spiral. All those things, all those metrics fall out just from understanding that signature, that play.
So there's one sensor in here, like the one sensor
One
capturing
sensor
all
package,
that data.
Yep.
And the battery, you obviously, there's no port on this thing. You can't charge this thing. So how long does the battery last?
Because we utilize Bluetooth low energy so well, the number of signals that it actually transmits, how it stays on and stays active versus being put in sleep mode, we can conserve that battery life for the use of the ball, right? So most teams will go through the full ball through the entire year. You're talking about 50 plus captures of 4 hours at a time, right? It's a huge battery life. Most times the leather is going to wear out before the battery actually wears out for most teams.
Got it. So that usually takes about a year. Teams are replacing balls every year, roughly.
Yep, generally speaking. But if you're that's going to be a heavy use. If you're a situation where it's lighter, it's periodic when you're doing it, like it'll have shelf life of 3 years, 4 years maybe.
Wow.
Just depends.
And all that was left to do was hit record on the laptop, flip the ball vertically to take it out of sleep mode, and put on one of these strange looking devices.
This is going to be a player tag that you're going to wear. This is how I keep track of your throws versus my throws, or the 100 kids that are out on the field at the same time.
Oh, interesting.
This is a transmitter, right? So it only transmits within a yard or so of your body, of this beacon.
Cool.
And then dies after that. So as soon as the ball comes into the viewing distance of that transmitter, and you go through your throwing motion, it'll have your stats, and then it'll say quarterback number 100 just threw this ball.
So I could be playing catch with somebody, it's tracking their throws when they throw it to me, and my throws when I throw it back to them.
That's right.
So what kind of data are we capturing here? Like, what do I need to be focusing on? I don't want my stats to suck.
Well, in that case, I think the thing that you're going to want to focus on
Yep.
is spiral efficiency.
Spiral
How
efficiency.
tight your spiral is. Okay?
Okay.
This means real throws,
Yep.
but you don't have to max out on effort.
Right.
Okay? You got to keep that in mind.
Spiral efficiency.
Right.
I've never been known for my spiral efficiency.
And this is where my competitive streak really started to set in, because while I knew I probably wasn't going to be able to compete with top college and NFL QBs in arm strength or accuracy, I figured that there had to be at least one stat I could try to stand out in.
What category do I have the best chance at competing in a high quartile in?
Well, I've never seen you throw. Okay?
Okay.
So let's just, I don't know where to start, but based off of that information, I would say spiral efficiency you have a good shot at if you can get that clean release.
Okay.
And then release time. If you can make sure that it's quick to start and go,
Yeah.
let's see if we can get it in the
I grew up watching Aaron Rodgers, so just
Oh, boom, boom, just quick, nice and done.
Okay.
All right.
Now, Dan and I spent a couple of minutes warming up.
I know. I'm worried I'm gonna lose to Dan in the spiral efficiency. I didn't tell Dan this, but freshman year quarterback,
Oh, that's nice.
like freshman year of high school.
But once we felt loose, he switched us over into evaluation mode, at which point my throws were officially being measured against college and NFL QBs, even if I was only trying to compete with them in one category.
Spiral efficiency. That's where I'm competing right now.
That's right.
I'm not gonna be the worst that they've ever seen. Didn't love that. I'm giving him this one. Oh, that was bad. That was not good. That was not good. All right, we're doing a little play action, a little shout out Rodgers realm here. Hey. Keep it on the hip. Flip it. Ooh.
Nice.
That was for you, Roger. It's about keeping that finger. Kurt Benker taught me this. Oh!
Okay.
I'm gonna whip a couple of these. Oh! Can you tell? I'm getting a little sweaty. Can you tell? I'm trying here. Oh, get up, Dan! That's two bad throws for me. That's not me, that's not me. So, great team! Great team! Ah. Oh, watch that. Oh.
Nice.
Okay. Spiral efficiency dips when release time
See?
improves.
See? All these things are interrelated.
Yeah. We don't have to go to the data to know that. That was pretty obvious. I worked up a sweat. I understand why you're wearing shorts now.
Yeah.
That was smart. Everybody was giving him grief earlier.
All right. That was great.
How does spiral efficiency? That's my best shot. How is that? Is that 100? Like it's a 0 to 100 thing?
0 to 100 thing. Yep.
You think I threw any 100s?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay.
So that's the difference, man. When we start talking about the scale from the youngest players up all the way through the elite,
Yeah.
it's not how good can their best throw be.
Yeah.
It's how good is their worst throw. Right?
That's some pretty bad ones.
The spread of an NFL or elite
Yeah.
level college, it just gets tighter and tighter.
Okay.
If you're looking at elite level high school guys are spinning it through the roof.
Yep.
Spiral efficiency can be really tight. Velocity becoming crazy high, but they'll miss.
Yeah.
They'll have off throws. They'll be kind of
Sure.
all over the place, right? They'll have the peak is there,
Yeah.
but it's how tight can you stay? How consistent can you be? Can you do that every throw?
So you
In
said
every defense.
My highs might be pretty high.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
your highs will be pretty
My
high.
highs were high.
Well,
And
let's see where the lows are.
The lows are low. Okay.
All right, so let's go look at data.
Let's go look at data.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think you got? Something like your best throw was? What did you want?
I think he thinks I had a couple 100% efficients. I think I maybe had 2. I'm hoping like if there's a graph, I'm in the upper right quartile of one category, just one category.
But almost immediately upon sitting down to review the data that we had just collected, I realized that the gap between me and even a below average NFL QB is actually way bigger than I previously thought.
So you told me earlier that you thought my spiral efficiency, that was going to be my best shot at scoring highly.
Because your best throw for the day is going to match, similar top throws from quarterbacks, especially on the spiral efficiency front.
So let's go down the average first because
Yep.
I think that's interesting. So my average spiral efficiency, I think we saw was 63%, I remember. And what are these guys at?
Yeah, the lowest of this group is 76.6.
Yeah.
The highest would be 91 as an overall average for the full workout.
My best is not even as high as some of these averages. But that's not what we're going for.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. Your highest is higher than that lowest average here.
You're right.
Uh-huh.
But there are some guys, I mean, that just shows how good NFL
that are averaging. Yeah, exactly. So when we talk about how do you level up from a high school caliber quarterback all the way to the pros, right? It is not how good your best throw is. It is how good your worst throw is.
Yeah.
Right? The more inconsistency you have is what you see on the lower level tiers, and then that bottom level comes up. That's what makes an elite level quarterback. It's the same ball out of their hands every time.
So now we're looking for my peak. Maybe we can tell a story where if I'm at my best all the time, I can follow the scatter plot.
Say that's right. So yeah, within your scatter plot. So your 500, right? Your 498 is your overall spin rate. You're within the realm of plenty of throws for the day that are real, actual, legit throws as part of the workout. Okay. So your spin rate gets in that realm. Your 83 as a max sits here generally within the average of the entire group, well within that group.
Yeah, I'm in the meaty part of that.
That's right. That's right. So your averages and everything you would live more along this bottom side of this realm, but again, those throws are NFL throws.
Right.
It's just the context of what's going on the field.
Yes.
That dictates that.
Okay. What about the other? So you listed a couple other stats. Do I even sniff? Like I imagine with something like velocity or release time was the other one.
Sure.
Interesting.
All right. So your velocity, your max velocity was 44.4.
Yeah.
Again, meaty part of the group. Yeah, that's right there.
The interesting part is I imagine sort of the median part there is their average exertion. 44, and that was me whipping it as hard as I can. Exactly. And those guys are not whipping it as hard as they can.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah. And then release time.
Okay.
This one's interesting because you hear some people talk about quarterbacks. Maybe they don't have all the other great measurables, but if they get the ball out quick, people talking about getting the ball out quick.
Yep, exactly. So then you look at where people average, the true consistency of their throws. They're sitting around that 0.33 mark, right? So as you go up a little bit higher, sit around the 0.4, there are plenty of quarterbacks that are averaging the low 0.4s. And you had plenty of throws that were overlapping that range, right?
Sure.
So normal flow, normal motion, and then the ball's coming out of your hands at its best is an average NFL throw.
So my best throws wouldn't necessarily stick out on this chart, but it's about the consistency.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll have to work on that.
All right, a special thanks to Mike, Dan, Blake, and the team at Wilson. This is an insane experience. I equated it to a kid being in a candy store, but this is like a candy store on steroids if that candy store also made 2,500 footballs a day. I never thought I'd be in Ada, Ohio to see this. It was a super cool experience. I hope you get a little more appreciation for how one of these things actually gets made, whether it's high tech or not, because if this process showed me anything, it's that there's a little bit of technology, new and old, that goes into every single one of these things. I appreciate the footballs I see every Saturday and Sunday now a little bit more. I hope you do too. Thank you guys.